Hey people, it is Saturday, January the 25th. Time is 4:25 p.m. and it's about -2 Celsius, feeling more like -7 with the wind chill. And I am in what feels like alien territory, way out here in the outer reaches of Toronto at Highway 27 and Rexdale Blvd in Etobicoke, more specifically in the Rexdale part of Etobicoke. This is my first time recording a walk in Rexdale, and I'll be walking along Rexdale Boulevard for the first time ever. And I was just over there at Woodbine Mall doing a tour of that mall for the first time as well. So we're way up in the northwestern corner of the city of Toronto, pretty close to Pearson International Airport, which is actually over the boundary in Mississauga. And Woodbine horse racing track is also in the area, just next to the mall. So I thought I'd do something a little different today and take a walk through a very strody post-war part of the city. This part of Etobicoke is north of Highway 401. And much of this was built up in the years following World War II. I think even up into the 1970s for some of the neighborhoods in Rexdale. So this would be definitely a different sort of vibe than a lot of the more downtown-centric videos that I usually do. But it was about time I got out to Rexdale to record a video. I've had a few requests over the years. It always seemed like a bit of a chore to come out this way. But honestly, it wasn't all that bad. From Dundas Station downtown to the Woodbine Center Mall via transit took about an hour and a half. I rode 2 subway lines and 1 bus route. Took line 1 from Dundas Station to Bloor-Yonge Station, then line 2 west to Kipling Station, and then I transferred onto the 37A bus, which took me right up Islington Avenue and then over to the Woodbine Mall. 90 minutes from door to door. And that includes the time that it took me to walk from my apartment to Dundas Station. And I'll be doing the same thing to get back home, except I'll catch the bus after I complete this walk along Rexdale Boulevard. And this is definitely what you call a strode. Auto-oriented development. But it's interesting and different. I obviously prefer the more urban walks in the core of the city, as I think do most of my viewers. So there's a sort of semi-industrial feel to it. There's the bus that I took to get to the mall. From Islington subway station to the Woodbine Mall on the bus was about 35 minutes. Obviously lots of auto dealerships along this stretch. Rent-a-car. There's a hydro corridor. You see these in the outer parts of the city. And the residential areas of the Rexdale neighborhood are a mix of post-war suburban cul-de-sac type housing, bungalows and that sort of thing, with some larger homes mixed in here and there, as well as many apartment complexes, both high-rise and low-rise, and many townhouse complexes as well. And there's quite a bit of public housing in Rexdale, mainly in those towers and townhouse complexes. And some parts of Rexdale are known for being a bit on the high side in terms of crime and gang activity. All in all, it doesn't have the best reputation as far as areas of Toronto go. That being said, there are some very nice neighborhoods, obviously, also to be found. Lots of family-oriented areas. I think immigrants make up the vast majority of residents of Rexdale. And finally, a restaurant. There's a very large South Asian population in Rexdale. Yeah, Strode, as far as the eye can see. At a church in what looks like was an industrial building at one time. This part of the city is known for its vast warehouse areas, and home to many trucking companies and that sort of thing. It borders on both Mississauga and Brampton. And to the north, the city of Vaughan, across Steeles Avenue. An Indian restaurant. And about 1,000 little birds hanging out on the wires there. More than 1,000 by the looks of it. It seems like a popular car wash, doesn't it? Oh my goodness. Found where all the birds in Rexdale congregate. I feel like I'm in an Alfred Hitchcock movie. I could hop on a bus here if I like, but I'm going to keep walking for a little ways further along Rexdale Boulevard. This is Martin Grove Road. This is a major north-south street. Bus is heading to Kipling subway station. Here comes a plane making its way to land at Pearson. part of town is obviously the best part of Toronto for plane spotting. Certainly a different world here than it is downtown. Gives you an idea of how huge the city of Toronto is. And you have areas like this that are still within the city limits. We're like 20 kilometers from downtown. Toronto does cover 630 square kilometers, or about 243 square miles. And there are about 3.2 million people within those city limits as of the latest estimates from StatCan, which gives it a population density of over 13,000 people per square mile. Which is impressively high for a city with such a large land area. Car dealerships. U-Haul. Whatever this is. There's the bus I'll be catching later. There's a Harvey's and a Swiss Chalet. That seems almost old-fashioned now. I also thought Harvey's had some of the best veggie burgers of all the major burger chains. Get a falafel or a shawarma at Alibaba's. They have locations all over the city. They used to have an awesome deal every Tuesday, 2 falafels for $3.99. Those days are long gone. I think they still have the deals, but they're just not as awesomely priced as they used to be. Definitely not the prettiest part of town. Did I already say that? I think I did. There are other arterials that are a bit more attractive, obviously, than here on Rexdale Boulevard, that are much more residential in nature, lined with homes and apartment buildings. And more restaurants and that sort of thing. This is definitely leaning more towards semi-industrial. And definitely more snow on the ground here also than there is downtown. It's pretty much all melted away downtown. I wonder if we'll be able to spot the downtown skyline at any point. More distribution centers here. And another jet coming in for a landing. After today, I'm not sure how long it'll be before I come back to Rexdale. Could be years. Actually, maybe once they open the new Finch LRT line, which might be sometime this year, because that does extend into Rexdale along Finch Avenue. That will probably be my next visit to the area. Random office building here. Looks like it used to be a Bank of Montreal building. There's the old logo on top. There are some much taller buildings in Rexdale than that, but they're all apartment or condo towers. Most of them are 1960s and 70s slab high-rise apartment buildings, or commie blocks, as I sometimes call them. There are huge clusters of them sprinkled throughout the area. Raceway, that's in reference to the Woodbine horse racing track. All you can eat. Approaching Kipling Avenue. I could hop on a bus to take me down to Kipling Station. So look south. Doing a Huey. Started debating in my mind whether I should continue to Islington or go down Kipling. I could get to the subway either way. I guess I'll continue. That's what I do after all. We're seeing a bit more retail. Large floor and decor store. And our first Shoppers Drug Mart sighting. Alright, I'm going to keep an eye out for a bus stop. So I think I'm going to hop on the bus next time I get the chance. Brown Sugar Lounge. I don't know if they're fans of the Rolling Stones, maybe. Red Rock Restaurant. I'm kind of digging these restaurant names here. The best homemade burger in Toronto. Oh wow, you can see all the way over to the Jane and Finch neighborhood off in the distance. I don't know if you can make it out, but there's a cluster of high-rise apartment buildings way off yonder way. And I recognize those as being the ones that are around the Jane and Finch intersection. And I think you can make out the towers of Vaughan Metropolitan Center also. Yes, there's a whole skyline over there now. Got the hydro corridor here, but you might be able to make out all those towers off in the distance. It's like a huge skyline. That's up in the city of Vaughan. The city above Toronto, as they like to call themselves. It's very suburban also. It might look like a big city from here, but when you're there on the ground, it's extremely spacious and suburban. And there's a very nice close-up of a jet coming in. I still haven't spotted the downtown Toronto skyline though. I just think we're a bit awkwardly located to get a good view of it. If we had some open spaces without any buildings blocking us, we could probably make out the CN Tower if we're looking in the right direction. I think I see Islington Avenue up ahead. keeping an eye out for a bus stop. I think I've had my fill of Rexdale Boulevard as far as walking goes. Planes coming in from all sorts of directions. Another one over there. Pearson is the biggest and by far busiest airport in Canada. Pearson International Airport. I think the bus loops around through this residential area actually. So I don't think there are any bus stops along this part of Rexdale Boulevard. I have to go up into the neighborhood. And there's a York Region Transit bus. Actually, is it a My Way bus? Yeah, it's a My Way bus, so that's Mississauga Transit. I should have recognized those colors. Whoop.
Thank you.
I wasn't expecting to get honked at walking on a sidewalk in Rexdale. Not much in the way of bike lanes or bike infrastructure up in this area. It's a pretty big plaza, has 2 additional floors of residential too. If you're going to do a plaza, I think that's the way to do it. Plane after plane. Hey, look at that. Fat Bastard Burrito now open. See, there's a Canadian Tire over here. There's a Costco. Oodles of traffic. This is quite the big retail complex. I think I'm looking at the back side of it here. I finally found Islington Avenue. There's a Walmart. Found retail Nirvana here. A big Dollarama over there. Here's a bus stop. I'm pretty close to Highway 401. Maybe I'll take us down there. We'll get a view of the Monster Highway. And that's where I'll wrap up the walk. I'm also still keeping an eye out for a glimpse of the CN Tower. Maybe from the overpass over the 401 I might be able to make it out. The sun is beginning to set also. We're really entering pedestrian hostile areas. Planes just every minute. Some neat views here. Thank you. Can make out the highway. The busiest highway in North America, and according to some measurements, the busiest highway in the world. freeway, whatever term you want to use. And oh, I just got my first glimpse of downtown. It's very faint though, but I can make out the CN Tower and the financial district skyline. Definitely a first for me as well. See how ridiculously wide the 401 is here. The OPP, Ontario Provincial Police. They police the freeways through the Greater Toronto area, except for the Gardiner Expressway, which runs into the heart of the city, and I suppose the Don Valley Parkway as well. Yep, I wouldn't want to be stuck in a car on there right now. Well, now I'm definitely going to make my way to the nearest bus stop here on Islington Avenue and head back down to the subway station. So I hope you enjoyed the journey through the wilds of Rexdale. We started at Rexdale Boulevard and Highway 27 right by the Woodbine Centre Mall. And we just took a walk along Rexdale Boulevard through a mostly semi-industrial looking area. But around Islington it did present itself as a more suburban retail area with big box stores. And a look at the insanely busy and wide Highway 401 to end off the walk. So leave a comment down below and be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And also be sure to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal, as well as via my merch store. Or you can also support the channel by becoming a channel member, or by sending a super thanks if you prefer. And you can find me on Instagram also under KContinuum. So thanks for watching, and thanks to all the channel members. And be sure to keep checking back because, as always, I will continue. And I wonder if that's my bus. Oh no, that looks like a school bus.